beginning of Shabbos Parashas Re'eh. Hashem says, I'm giving you brachos and klolos. All you have to do is Re'eh, just look at it. They're right in front of you. You choose to go in the ways of Hashem. Brachos. You choose not to go in the ways of Hashem. Klolos. So the shaila is, what's pshat on the word hayoim? Right? I mean, it was only the whole chiyuv. A lot of the things that the Balsam was telling us was when we went into Eretz Yisrael. This is the Kli Yakar's question. What's the hayoim? Yeah, every day. I mean, Dafka today. So we have V'hayim Shmai Tishmu. It's Asher. Asher Noichim Etzavecho Hayoim. Asher Noichim Etzavecho Hayoim. That we're supposed to make it as if Hashem gave us the Torah mamish. Today, every day is like a Balsam Torah. But the Kli Yakar has another davar achar. Maybe Hayoim means like the day. What makes 12 hours of the day, 16 to 18 hours? What makes it daytime? What makes it Hayoim? The sun. There's something very unique to the Kli Yakar about the sun. The sun is a force. It's a light. It's an exploding ball of gas in the sky. The sun is incredible, but the sun only interacts with us by the way that we receive it. See, it does opposites. The sun, on one hand, it can melt wax. It's a softener. On the other hand, you put an egg in the sun, if it's nice and hot in Scottsdale, Arizona, you put it on the hood of a car, yeah, your egg will harden. So what is the sun? Is it a softener or a hardener? The answer is, it depends what you do with it. The sun can darken. It could give someone a sunburn. For those of you who have had kishmaka second degree burns, third degree burns, the sun can be a powerful darkening force. You know, I remember the people who were giving me pats on the back, and it was the most painful thing in the world when you have a sunburn. Yeah, that's on one side. That's the sun. It can take skin. It can be a tanning agent to darken skin. On the other hand, you put your sheets out, and you hang up your tzitzis to dry in the sun, and it whitens. So it's a whitener. It makes things brighter. So does it darken? Does it brighten? So it depends on what you do with the sun. Says the Kli Yakar. That's what the Hayoim is telling us. I'm giving you bracha, I'm giving you klala. You decide what you want to do with it. Yeah? It's all in front of you. The Torah is it's an open book. The Torah is an open book. The shaila is, how are we going to receive that which is right in front of us? The Rav Shloime Lau, the chief rabbi, during the Yom Kippur War, he was going around as a chaplain to visit all the soldiers who were injured in the hospital. And Nebuch, you can imagine the koilas that were coming out of that hospital. People lost limbs, Nebuch, and shrekelche situations. You know, and those are the better casualties of war. You know, these are the survivors. It was incredibly painful, as you can imagine. There's one room that he walked by, and he hears singing coming out of it. This is the first room that he wasn't hearing screaming, and like hafuch, he was hearing singing. And he asked the nurses, what's going on in here? And they said there's this Moroccan boy got his eyes hurt in an explosion. And I'm telling you, his spirit is lo yuman. He's just unbelievable. He's singing constantly. He's the light of the whole hospital. So he went in, Lawan goes in, and he sits with the boy, and he holds his hand, and he starts being mechazik the boy, and the boy is being mechazik him. It's hard to know who's being mechazik who. He's telling him, kol tova. The Baruch Shalom has a bigger plan. It's a schus for me to be able to do this for Eretz Yisrael, to protect my brothers. And there was such a beautiful interaction. And Rav Lau sat down with his parents, who weren't as besimcha, and he sat with them and gave them chizuk while the boy went in for surgery to see what they could do with his eyes. He was in some sort of an explosion, and while the explosion wasn't right by him, the shrapnel from the explosion went into his eyes. And both his eyes were all covered up. They ran him into surgery, and when it came out, the doctor said, I'm sorry, it doesn't look very good. One eye, bevadai, nothing. And the other eye, there's nothing I could do. And without trying to give them, any false hope, he tells them, but there is a doctor working on an experimental new surgery in America a non-Jewish guy, and it's a long shot, but it's Kedai to reach out to him, see what he could do, see what he'll say about the situation. I'll take anything I can. They call the guy, and this doctor says, I'm more than happy. He sends over all the medical records, and doctor in America gets back to them and says, maybe I could, in one eye is lost, maybe in one eye, in the other eye I can bring back 30% of his sight. Is that something you're willing to take on? Is that something you're willing to risk? So risk, of course, I mean, it's that or nothing. So he says, you know what? My heart goes out to you, the Jewish people, and Israel. I'll do it for free. But I can't waive the emergency room fee. You have to fly him over here. And there's a couple other expenses. It ended up being $150,000, besides for the actual surgery, besides for the surgeon, $150,000 to go in for this experimental surgery, for a chance for this Moroccan boy to get 30% of his sight back. This boy came from a poverty-stricken moshav, and every one of these Moroccan Yidden dug deep into their pockets and called up all their friends and family, and they pulled together the $150,000. They shipped this boy to America. He showed up there, they prepped him for surgery, and Bechazde Agadol, he got back 30% of his sight, one of his eyes. They took the bandage off, he squints, looks around, Mami, Tati. He was able to see with that eye, 30%, a little bit. Wow, you can imagine, right? About a year later, that surgeon was on his way to Japan, and he calls up this boy and his family and says, I'm having a stopover in Israel. I'd love to come see my old patient. They say, of course, it'd be a greatest honor. He showed up in Ben Gurion, in the airport over there, and Abelard describes hundreds and hundreds of Yidden came out, all these Moroccan Jews, to greet the surgeon who had brought back the sight of their dear friend, their family, their brother in arms. And there were signs saying, Toda Lacha, welcome to Israel, our home is your home. You can't imagine the joy, the simcha, the welcoming party that the surgeon had. This guy's not Jewish. But Lau points out, this was for 30% of sight in one eye. The Rebbeinu Shalom gives so many of us 100% of our sight in 100% of our eyes. How do we take that? How do we react to this matana, to this pekech ivrim every single morning? The brachas are all here, Chem. The brachas are all here. The Rebbeinu Shalom is giving us the brachas morning and night. But just like the sun, it only interacts with us by the way that we react to it, by the way that we interact with it. So too our brachas, says the Rebbeinu Shalom, is hayoim. It's like the day. Make sure to appreciate the brachas so that they will be brachas for you. May Hashem give us the clarity to appreciate, to see all the brachas in our lives, and to use them all the toiva, or the elul haba aleinu the toiva. Shiru zamru sichu mechon eflei ha'isam. Shiru zamru sichu mechon eflei ha'isam. Hi, mama, mama, mama. Hi, mama, mama, mama. Shiru zamru sichu mechon eflei ha'isam. Shiru zamrulai, zichu bechon eflei ha'isam. Hi, mama, mama, hi, mama, mama, mama. Shabbos.